Lass doch gut hier.
Here we go again. Yeah, this shit is not even unnerving anymore. It's just the. Sure, this is it.
Good evening, Arthur. Glad you can make it.
Fucking.
Please, be civil. And put the camera over there.
My stuff. Where's my stuff?
They're at a better place for now. If you listen to me, you will get your weapons back. Remember what I said in the video response, enlightenment? I'm only here to talk. So let us please have this conversation. And I promise, this will be over in no time. There is no need to fight anything, Arthur. Have a seat. It is a pleasure to finally meet you in person. Let's start anew. I am Cornelius, also known as the Scribe.
Why the fuck do I have to listen anyway?
You don't have to. This is only something for both of us to benefit from.
What the fuck is all of this?
Settle down, please.
I'm not going to settle down unless you tell
The
me.
degree of trauma you're experiencing right now is understandable. Please, just try to relax. I know this is all difficult to take in.
I could kill you.
Yes, you could, and I would be powerless to stop you. Nor would I want to. You have traveled so far and suffered a great deal. Weaker individuals would have fallen by now. But here you are. And I'm delighted to reward your tenacity and dedication. Someone with so many mental problems. It shows that no matter how your head, how your health, and how your life ticks, by taking one day at a time and keeping the dedication together, you can get anywhere you want. And you, Arthur, are living proof.
I want answers.
Of course.
Where's Keith? And don't tell me you don't know because the Jester fucking knows, and that makes it obvious that you guys are hiding some
As much as I'd
shit
like to
from me.
answer that question, I don't know more than you do about your stepdad. I wouldn't gain anything by lying to you, Arthur. I don't share the same knowledge that the Jester does. Communication with the Jester is not that simple, you see. She gets in touch whenever she feels like it, and doesn't respond for weeks. And if she does, then she keeps things short. There is a reason she doesn't share that knowledge with me, because she knows I would pass it on to you. We didn't agree on the fact that I would have this conversation with you. She was against it. But I persisted on this. And so it came down to what the situation is now. We're still working together. Don't get me wrong. I pass any information that could prove vital down to her. Same for any information she requests on something. I do the research and monitoring. She does the tasks. But things haven't been going too well, which is why I wanted your help and this conversation. Granted, the FIO would have been the first ones to know about it beforehand, and being noticed by the FIO in any way is out of the question. Aside of this, you didn't notice how weird it was for you to conveniently find everything together? The fact I wrote you a letter 10 years ago? And the fact I predicted the locations you'd get all the pieces from? And only those who are on the path of prophecy are destined to find what they seek.
Or, me and Trance and the rest of the SG did solid research.
That was indeed a vital part to you finding your way here. Not to mention that this is what I mean. You managed to find it all together. Through letters from me you conveniently found through hard research that kept you going. A bit odd on one hand, isn't it?
I'll admit that it is strange. I suppose you predicted these events thanks to the Prophet?
Correct. I have been gifted the knowledge of your path to the Serpent, and I acted upon it.
You still lost an ally, though.
Unfortunately, that is true. I think before I try to explain more, you should have a small insight of history. You see, a certain civilization has left us with only so many gifts countless years ago. One of them being
Il Codice della Radiazione.
the prophecy was discovered by explorers who were analyzing this marvelous tablet. Soon after, they turned into watchers themselves. After writing down all the symbols for themselves, that is, tragedy and death followed.
Where are you going with this?
Throughout history, this has continued to happen. The prophecy was feared by some, forgotten by many. Some call it a curse. Others called it a blessing. I call it an honor.
An honor to die? Why's that?
You won't just die. If the prophecy has chosen you, you can become part of it. And for each part, the individuals will start experiencing unique things happening to them. Surely you can figure out what a prophet would start to experience. It's less obvious for a jester, though. But let's just say a bullet to the head is all you need to figure out if you're chosen or not. And as for the scribe, they are bound to meet both the prophet and the jester sooner or later. And they will understand what's going on and start to take notes and organize everything. The symbol you've seen at so many places, let me ask you, Arthur, what has followed with it?
Trouble? All these events? You guys?
You're somewhat getting there with the first word. Think back. What is something you've seen all of your life? What is something that will always be there? Something that will never change? Something that people can't accept? Something that people are both fascinated with and afraid of? Something you are craving for, but haven't given into it yet?
Death.
Death. Exactly. More specifically, it stands for death and tragedy. Everything that is marked with this anomalous symbol will experience death and tragedy in their life. The eyeless prophet was marked. So was the jester, and me as well. Well, we are all going to die someday, Arthur. All of us have an expiration date. This, however, brings it much closer. Fast-forwarding in a way, telling the Grim Reaper to skip breakfast and lunch altogether.
I don't think I remember having this symbol in my body though, only on papers and walls around me.
Nice catch. You have only seen the symbol around you, but not on you directly, and all the events happening beforehand. Your life before all of this, it was the same. It is as you said it. Things have never been different. It has always been the same, because it is prophecy. From the day you were born till now, everything has been on one path. If all this stuff I told you isn't enough for you to believe that this is prophecy, then you'll just have to assimilate piece after piece of information. It's all a lot to take in, so I understand.
Then I'll just have to go pull the trigger myself.
And help us that way? Not what I'd like to happen. We'd like to have you alive. Keep in mind, I do have the capability to make someone disappear in a way that makes it impossible to identify them. So if one of your SG friends should try something and even get far, don't expect to ever hear from them again. I made this meeting possible, and I can make the perfect removal of a human being just as possible.
Yeah, you threaten us and you want me to help you. Nice.
This was not a threat. I'm just letting you know that I am prepared in case of anything. The least thing I want to do is to kill or hurt anyone. Please, Arthur, be more open-minded.
Domenici-man. What's the deal with him?
I don't know all that much about him. His intentions are just as much of a puzzle to me as they are to you. He will continue to follow you and stalk you. That's for sure. I'm clueless as to why all these people received a lighter, or get burned to death. But if he is on your side, then he is also on our side. Because remember, we're on your side.
But I'm not on your side, so joke's on you.
That's what you think. You may think that I just sit in this chamber all day, waiting, writing, reading through documents, books, or whatever. It's so much more than that. I could be gathering certain intel on important things to ensure the progress of everything, but I also could be standing right next to you without you knowing. I'm a human, like everyone else, Arthur. My legal business identifies me as a practicing dentist.
You're a dentist.
My job requires a lot of precision and attention to detail, just like my alternative lines of work. That's not what this conversation is about, and that's where I want to ask you something. At the beginning, I mentioned that I am in need of your help. You've seen the last video response. There is a darkness coming for all of us. I'm not talking about the FIO.
Yeah, and the answer is no.
I don't think so. You should hear what I have to say.
Guess I don't have a choice.
Good. When are you going to stop the LP?
You want me to stop the LP?
Taking the FIO out is a fantasy by itself, mind you. Taking the LP out, however, is a realistic solution to make sure everything can go smoothly.
Why don't you send the Jester off to do it?
Remember when I said that my job requires a lot of precision and attention to detail? If I send the Jester off to do this, things will be messy. If things are messy, it will be much harder to work this way. And that I cannot do.
So you want me to destroy the LP? With the SG or what?
Well, yeah, about that. You and the SG have been on the list for quite some time for the American faction. And they have set a ridiculous high bounty on your heads. If you would be the one to take the LP out, not only will you have an easier time avoiding agents from the American faction, as they have less intel on you, but you will do us a favor. However, I don't think that you should do this with the SG. I know you will dislike the following, and in your situation, I would too, trust me. But you and the Jester, you'll have to work together on this.
Fuck you.
Well, that was a spark. But you have to understand that this darkness, the LP, is so much more than just a bunch of armed agents running havoc. They're responsible for pulling the strings all over the world. You don't really believe all of that heroic exposing from the conspiracy amateurs, do you? I mean, really, a bunch of kids trying to uncover global secret organization while trying to stay hidden from them. Believing it all to be for the good of humanity. Their acts of uncovering as they lay their fingers upon the surface of a nut. Have you even looked at a stone? I'm amazed you were actually able to work together. In any case, we are handling an employer-employee relationship here. I've given you an assignment, and the directions are as clear as daylight.
Fuck that assignment. I don't have to do anything for you. Employer-employee relationship, my ass. If it's me and the SG or bullshit. Why would you even want the LP out of their way anyway?
I don't mean to sound harsh, but sooner or later, you will be left with no choice. Trust me. And as for the LP, again, they're becoming a serious threat to all of us. They have been working on some truly sick stuff. Stuff that you would want to forget the second you gain knowledge about it.
Okay. One more thing. Where's the serpent?
I was wondering when you would ask. It's very close.
What do you mean?
It means that you can go.
And what was the point of that? Where's the serpent?
It's waiting for you. You can leave now. For the chalice, you had to wander through the LDCP. For the serpent, however, you will not have to go through any pain. I made sure of that. It's been nice having you here. Thank you for this conversation.
Hier irgendwo in dem Gebiet.
Hier. Das ist doch die Brücke, wo ich doch mal hier schon mal war.
Hierhin habe ich auf jeden Fall irgendwo das Handy zurückverfolgen können.
hier. Es ist wirklich derselbe Ort, an dem die Agenten mich schon mal gefunden hatten, also die FIO-Agenten. Es ist genau die Brücke hier, genau dieselbe hier.
Vielleicht hat er einen Hinweis für dich hinterlassen.
Ein Hinweis. Also klar, so wie ich Trans kenne, aber wenn, dann welche doch wahrscheinlich ein Stück Papier oder so, das Text drauf hat. Aber ich sehe hier nichts. Ich sehe nur Mutter Natur.
Vielleicht irgendwo weiter dort hinten. Ich meine, ganz genau konnte ich das Signal nicht bestimmen.
Ja, lass mal weiter vorne gucken.
Was natürlich irgendwie interessant wäre. Weil du ihn kennst.
Gucken wir mal. Scheiße.
Nix zu finden.
Nee, hier ist nix. Wie lange suchen wir schon? 30 Minuten?
Mindestens 50. Jetzt wurde er von wilden Tieren angefallen. Kokainsüchtigen wilden Tieren.
Kokain, jetzt wo du es sagst. Ja, apropos Kokain. Was ist, wenn der Jester hier am Spiel ist? Was ist, wenn der Jester irgendwas ihm angetan hat? Was ist, wenn sie ihn irgendwie manipuliert hat und er deswegen aufgelegt hatte?
Na, aber Kokain haben wir auch nicht gefunden.
Nee, das auch nicht. Das ist ja auch die Scheiße.
Wurde das
Danach haben wir auch
Agenten
Ausschau
mit
gehalten.
Eichhörnchen weggeschnupft.
Was?
Ich habe meine Packung im Wald versteckt. Es war Winter. Und als ich sie eingegraben habe, habe ich Nüsse gefunden. Die Nüsse waren sehr lecker. Aber dann, als ich nach 2 Wochen wiederkam, war das Kokain weg. So ein verdammte Schar von drogensüchtigen Eichhörnchen war in der Gegend.
Ja, okay, aber bevor wir jetzt weiter in Eichhörnchen reingehen.
Die Teile sind echt abhängig davon geworden.
Das kann sein, dass. Also, es ist ja schon ein Tag ungefähr her nach dem Anruf. Also, so erwartet habe ich ja jetzt auch unbedingt nicht, dass wir was finden, aber wenn, dann hätte ja noch irgendwas hier sein können von irgendwelchen Kokainspuren. Ich meine.
Fleisch gegessen. Ich habe nichts gesagt.
Ja, okay. Und Wind kam ja auch nicht wirklich. Windig war es ja auch nicht wirklich. Das ist ja auch nochmal die Scheiße. Also.
Sagt sie. Zu seinem geschützten Ort könnte es vielleicht sein. Sonst.
Im geschützten Ort.
Sagt er, die wilden Verkaufen.
Ja gut, dann sage ich mal, wir gehen mal ein bisschen weiter in die Richtung hier. Also ich bin mir auch nicht im Moment wirklich sicher, wo wir sonst noch weiter gucken sollen, aber...
Ich sagte Pfeil 42, die Antwort.
Vertrauen wir mal auf deine
Antwort auf alles.
Instinkte.
Das Universum. Das Leben. Der ganze Rest. Trent muss das wissen, er kommt schließlich aus der Zukunft.
Na gut, dann verlassen wir uns mal auf deine Instinkte. Ich meine,
Instinkte, das sind Antworten.
das Handysignal hat sie ja schon hierhin geführt und das ist komischerweise genau derselbe Ort, an dem ich ja schon mal war. Also vielleicht hast du ja da noch mal recht. Aber was heißt nochmal? Vielleicht ist es auch einfach eine Blockade hier von Antworten. Okay.
Ja, als du das letzte Mal so traurig warst, dass ich nicht dabei hatte. Ein Geschenk für dich. Ein Schalldämpfer. Damit kannst du deine Feinde abwerfen. Still und leise.
Alles klar. Ja, suchen wir mal weiter.
Blasrohrschrauben oder an einen Stein.
Ja, okay, ich hab's verstanden.
Scheiße. Von der 42 bis zur 11 gelangt. Guck immer näher an den Nullpunkt.
Ich sag's dir. Das ist überhaupt der Nullpunkt hier. Kann mich gar nicht daran erinnern. Kannst du mal kurz die Kamera halten? Das ist ein bisschen schwer, das Ding mit einer Hand aufzumachen. Hab schon mal versucht, das hat nicht so gut geklappt.
Ah, hast du das gute Zeug etwa verschüttet? Hier auf unserer Dokumentation über Antialkoholismus. Hier sehen Sie das perfekte Gegenbeispiel für zufälliges, trinksüchtiges Verhalten.
Ja,
Sehen Sie hier
der typische Alkoholiker für dich.
Eichhörnchenhäuser
Der Alkoholiker, der seinen Stiefvater
Bewohnt.
verlassen hat.
von Ratten. Rattige Häuser.
Kommt mir ein bisschen bekannt vor.
Ratten wie Mäuse.
Das ist mal
Mäuse
mal anschauen.
begraben in Mausoleen. Wie Maulesel.
Mausoleum?
Maulesel.
Moment mal, die Videoantwort. Oh Gott.
Maulesel, meinte ich.
Diese eine Videoantwort, in der doch das Mausoleum erwähnt wurde. Was ist, wenn diese Pulver-Events, die doch dieser Medizinmann immer führt, als Pastor oder sonst was, was ist, wenn da doch was an sich hat, irgendwas an sich hat? Ich meine, es wurde immer gesagt, dass das Kirchen sind, aber was ist, wenn das Mausoleum da irgendwas an sich hat? Ich weiß nicht. Alter, Stone, du bist ein Genie, das Mausoleum, Mann. Oh, warum sind wir denn nicht früher zurückgegangen?
Man nennt mich auch Albert Einstone.
Okay, also. Moment mal. Okay, ich weiß,
Wollen wir jetzt
wo
lang?
das sind. Hier gehen wir auf keinen Fall weiter lang. Ich weiß jetzt, was das hier ist.
Ach was? Ich hab
Aber das ist
vorgesorgt.
unmöglich. Das ist unmöglich. Hier kann doch gar nicht Mittelhoff sein.
Mittelhoff ist überall und nirgends.
Mittelhoff ist keine Ahnung wie viele Kilometer weiter. Es ist unmöglich, dass wir jetzt hier so auf einmal zugelatscht sind. Oh, das ist auch wieder dieselbe Scheiße wie Sako Kalice. Als ich da mit Midori da aus der Stadt rausgehen wollte, wieder weiter da sind. Okay,
Gehen wir
Also,
unauffällig pfeifen zurück oder wie machen wir
ja, wir gehen zurück und wir stellen sicher, dass wir nicht in das Dorf aus bisschen reinlatschen.
Wo wir gerade dabei waren.
Ja. Wenn das nochmal passiert, dann war mal. Weil ich hab jetzt keinen Bock mehr nochmal in das Dorf zu machen.
Ach was?
Also das, was wir jetzt auf jeden Fall machen werden, ist, wir gehen zum Mausoleum und bringen etwas mit schweren Kaliber mit. Um der
Ach,
Hintergrund
ich
zu
bin schon längst vorgesorgt. Schau in deine Tasche. Muhahaha.
gehen. Warte mal, was meinst du? Ist das im Ernst? Ist das dein Ernst?
Hey, was? Da hinten kommen welche. So ein bisschen.
Ja, deswegen packe ich halt die Waffe wieder zurück. Aber alles klar. Ja gut, hättest du das früh gesagt.